Jay, you like running?
Oh, I love running.
You like gunning?
Well, I get a stitch in my side when I gun.
Well, I got some good news for you.
Oh?
We're gonna run and gun.
Oh, okay, that should cancel each other out.
Yeah. So, this is a demo for, like, a throwback game based on an anime called Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs.
Oh, okay, so this is like a fake anime, right?
No, this is real. It's from the 80s. And it's sort of like Voltron or like a Samurai Pizza Cats or like a Knights of the Zodiac, where like it was originally a different show and then it was like sort of rewritten for American audiences and re-released under a different name.
Oh, okay.
So this used to be a different anime about space sheriffs and cowboys.
Saber Rider.
And now it's this one. And a team in Germany has picked up the license to put out like a throwback arcade-style run-and-gun game based off of it.
That is not where I was expecting this to be going.
Yeah, it's it's really weird, and it's the sort of thing where, like, okay, so this anime only got a full release in Germany, and I think it's sort of like how Saint Seiya is only popular in South America.
Right.
But, here's the thing about the game. It's immediately good because there's a music test option.
Oh, well that is good.
It's really throwback in that way.
It's taking notes from, like, old Konami games. That's great.
Yeah. This is the sort of thing where, like, I bet if Saint Seiya weren't popular, someone in, like, a South American country would have done this same sort of thing.
Now, I've been feigning a lot of ignorance, but I'm pretty sure Saber Rider, like, there's been a couple of projects, like, throwback arcade game projects based on this. But I feel like this
Funny you say that. There was one released in 2010, helmed by the same person who worked on this and helmed this, that was cancelled for the DS. Also, look at all these great effects that you can add to the game if you really want to make it look bad.
You can make it look unplayable.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, so this is like the first half of the first level is what the demo is.
Let's power up. We're with you, Top Sword.
Oh, this is good so far.
Yeah, it really plays into it, and like I think it looks really cool.
It does.
But yeah, this is just like a weird sort of thing where like they talked to both the American and Japanese companies that own the rights for this series and have decided to put together this game. It was kickstarted, I think, a couple years ago and is slated for release Q3 of this year.
And what platforms is it coming out on?
Steam.
Okay.
3DS.
Oh, alright.
Wii U.
Neat.
And, well, maybe Switch now. But also, the Dreamcast.
Really?
They're making CD images for the Dreamcast so that this will work with it. So, they said that they cut out a number of story bits and also, like, the second half of this level. But, like, each of these levels is supposed to be based off of different episodes from the show. And so I think that's really charming, like, kind of making its own little, like, condensed story out of the material that they have.
That is pretty neat. Oh, and now you've got...
Also, watch out, a stampede.
This is straight up Sunset Riders. Can you jump down and
Get out of
run
here.
on top of them?
You cannot.
Oh.
They will stampede you. But speaking of Sunset Riders, so this portion of the level is just run and gun, but they've also announced that they're going to have like vehicle sections to it. I think sort of like Sunset Riders with the horse attacking the train and everything.
Oh, that is really neat.
And also like first-person mech sections for when you're doing your start sheriffing. which seems really neat. Like, it's a lot of different ideas being put into this, I think it'd be safe to say niche project.
I'm sorry, but we just entered New Dakota, and...
Yeah, well, yeah. We can't go to Old Dakota.
I mean, no, that place is a hellhole. Unlike this pristine... there's a
also,
lot
the
of...
enemies can get run over by the Stampede.
I really like the way the cars look, and honestly, like, there's a lot of neat things, like meshing, like, the cowboy aesthetic with, like, more modern touches and stuff. It's neat.
Yeah, it's decidedly 80s, but, like, I don't know, it looks and feels good. The gameplay is, like, really easy to pick up because it's this 2-button thing. It's supposed to be sort of like, 16-bit era, so there aren't, like, a ton of buttons. It's cool. I dig the aesthetics a lot, and I'm excited to see kind of more of what this game has to offer.
And I assume this game's probably gonna be, like, 4 players or something?
It might support multiplayer. I don't remember reading about that.
Oh, and you could take 2 hits, or...?
So, on normal, you can take 3 hits. On hard, you can take 1, and I haven't tried easy yet, but I assume it's a little more. But it kind of gives you these alternative ways to play the game. Like, you can play it like an arcade game where you only get 1 hit and you die and lose a life.
Right. But you can also aim your shot, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's got your cardinal directions, like the 8 directions. And it also lets you play 4x3.
Oh, okay.
So if you really want to go for that, and it just kind of cuts off the sides and doesn't let you interact with the things, it doesn't change the game too much. I just like the wider field of vision.
Yeah, I feel like, especially for a game like this, especially if it is multiplayer, the wider field of vision is really going to be helpful for playing.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to our first mini-boss. It has an obvious flaw.
Yeah, they should have, like, given it, like, bombs or something to drop.
Yeah, but no, hey, look. We're about to go into the mines. But that's all for this time.
Alright, I'm sold.
Yeah, there's something really charming about this that makes it feel very, like, kinda like 80s, 90s as, like, a video game idea, but it doesn't, like, feel dated when you play it.
Totally, and I think, like, you'll see, like, Adventure Time or something get a game that's, like, a throwback to older games, but something about this being, like, a legitimately older property, sort of, like, I don't know, it feels a bit more authentic, even though it is still taking liberties with game design and such.
Yeah, totally. I'm really excited to see how much, what this turns out to be by the end. There seem to be some, like, neat ideas and definitely a neat aesthetic around it and a clear love for the source material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what, Chorps? Saber no more.